we appear to be lying. So we are the mad scientists. I'm Mad Frankie down here, and this is what I got over here. And together we make the completely nutty mad scientists.
And I'm going to go over here because I want to see what you have on your desktop.
Well, I've been naughty. I've been naughty a while ago, and this arrived today, and I'd forgotten I'd ordered it. It was an Amazon one, so it wasn't cheap.
Is this book format or magazine format? This is a paper copy, not a hard copy. Okay.
Well, it's
kind of like Art Journaling or Somerset. It's
like this one is.
Yeah. Oh, stop. Oh my God.
Oh, that's an old one. You've seen that one before. Don't be like that.
Yeah, but I have a short memory. Carry on.
It's rather nice. David and Charles. That's a UK people, I think. Not sure. Might not be. I don't know. But I've had David and Charles books before.
Well, actually, if you look at the front cover, this is what I found. The Isolde design. Is that what it says?
Yep.
That's the. I know you bought it in David and Charles, but Isolde.
No, I bought it in Amazon.
Oh, and Amazon. Well,
It just says davidandcharlesthere.com. That's all.
Okay. Well, Isolde design is who she's under. And that's where I found, if I looked up that, I was easier to find stuff by her.
David and Charles is just publishers, that's all.
Right.
I've seen books published by them before.
Okay, so let's back up one page. Was that her?
That is her.
That is her.
Hello, her.
There you go. That's Kate.
Kate Rebecca Leach. Hi, Kate.
All right, let's carry on. Can you turn your light off? I want to see if there's a difference. Better. Leave the light off. Yeah.
I can't see very well, but yeah, fine.
Well, the reason I do that is because it was glaring on that shiny paper. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
There's some nice designs in here. It's definitely a design thing. It's not a loose style at all.
So it's more about inspiring rather than technique type stuff?
Well, it's all like this. It's all sort of different patterns and different ways of starting. So there's one that's starting with squares. There's one that's starting with sort of swoops and things going with the swoops.
Okay.
And she's talking about paper, tips for buying paint. Format. Watercolour paint mainly comes in two formats, tubes and pads. Yeah, we know. Loose sheets, sketchbook format, pad, glued block, watercolour board. Yeah. So it's all a material sort of thing. Smooth, cold pressed and rough paper. Different weights, yeah. And then she's talking about fine liners, metallic ink, brushes, different sizes of brushes. Round brush size 2, size 1, naught, triple naught, and a fuller. Triple naught. Not treble, tribble. Masking fluid and such things. I just want to get on into the colour. This is quite nice. I like that, actually. Colour philosophy. Oh, now you've got to be a philosopher. Winsor & Newton. Pink and Payne's Grey. What about mixing techniques? Now, this is the bit I was more interested in, because this is that. Isn't it? Taking part of that. So that's brush print teardrops, horizontal rows of vertical lines, rows of dots, water balloons, simple stripes of paint, stamped gold spots, water blooms, fine black spots, water blooms, fault lines following the dried paint texture, stripes and dot work, randomly interspersed dots, raindrops, painted spots. So that sort of thing. I like this. Water and paint, paint on water, paint on paint. It's all the same sort of things as we've been doing, or I've been doing recently anyway. So it's come at about the right time before I've got tired of it and gone on to something else. Fingerprint, metal drinking straw. I actually happen to have one of those. Probably still in the car. Lots of different ways of adding colour. Pooling paint at each end. Soft wash with pigment at one end. All over coverage. Lots of water at one end. New colour added. Spots of paint. Spots of water. Creating water blooms. Water straight in. Water after 1 minute. Water after 2 minutes. Water after 3 minutes. So it's showing you how the blooms change, all about water blooms. That's interesting. Paint circles and spots, using other tools, masking fluid, wet on dry. I rather like the effects of that quite a lot. So it's all sorts of different things. Techniques, easy organic brushwork shapes, soft spots, stamped shapes. But she's talking about using a brush as a stamp. Yeah. Mark making. Marks guided by blooms and brushwork. Fault lines and dots, white gel pen. White paint pen. White paint pen, black fine liner pen. Large cluster spots, white paint pen. Spot clusters, white gel pen. White dots, rows and spots, white gel pen, black fine liner pen, white gel pen, dots and squiggles. There's lots of bits in here. I rather like this one. Fault lines and dots. What's that? We'd have to read it and stop and look. I'm just flicking through bits. I'm not really supposed to sitting here just reading a book for half an hour. But there's some gorgeous results. I do like this one. And I like that one as well. And I like that. Oh, I like it all. Yeah, I like that. Sort of squares with different things in the squares. Square areas. Nice. Nice. Wet paint, concentric circles. Bold blocks. I do like blocks. There's something about blocks that really attracts me. See, oh, look at that. Lovely. The trouble is, I look at that. Let me flick back one. I look at that and I don't want to do anything else to it because I like it as it is.
Well, that's okay. You can do what you want. It's just, I think it's inspiration, not.
I reckon that after you've done 2 or 3 of them, you'll be getting tired of blocks and be quite happy to do something else with it.
Then switch it up and do rocks, circles, triangles, whatever you want. You can do just squiggle shapes.
Soothing scallops. I'm not so keen on scallops. Pebbles, irregular pebbles, I like those, but not so keen on patterns. When you start going too patterny, it'll sort of lose me. That I like better.
Yeah.
Bit of the random in it. Bit more free.
Random abstract rather than the repetitive abstract.
Freestyle, yeah. I should call it freestyle.
Well, if you turn back to that page.
Oh, sorry.
And look, behind her are the shapes. Do you see them?
Yeah.
So then she brought them over to that bigger picture in the front, the forefront. If you think about it, that's what she did. She created her random shapes back there. I noticed that.
And I like the limited palette as well.
Yeah. So then she may have cut them out. I'm just guessing. I'm not reading. She may have cut them out and laid them out the way she liked them and then photographed it or printed it out as a final piece.
It sounds like she's painting it, not cutting out.
Okay.
Because she's leaving lines in between, you see?
Mm-hmm.
Divisions. So she's doing it like this.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But she did borrow from those shapes on that previous page.
Well, I don't know. I don't know whether she did. It depends what order she did them in. They're not necessarily painted in the same order as they're in the book. I don't know. I just like the result. And she's sort of, it looks like she's added the dots here. Probably see them better in this one. The dots in the background to emphasize the darker bits. They put the dots in the lighter bits. And then go over it with highlight where grid lines cross with gold spots. So she put them in. Yeah. And then a similar with the browns and reds like that. Abstract botanicals.
Oh, I've seen a few of these just looking on her Instagram. Beautiful work.
This is the kind of thing where you have to zone in because it's going to take quite a lot of work to get to a finished piece. And look at that. That's way too regular for me. William Morrissey. We're getting William Morrissey.
I do like that, though. That particular one, I do like. I like the Norwegian toll painting.
Painting? What's that?
Well, whole other subject. But I used to do toll painting. I never got into the trompe-l'oeil. It didn't connect with me, but I did like the toll. Oh, I love that. I did like the toll painting. So to me, that is water color down randomly, and then doodling inside with, in her case, the doodles are specific.
Yeah. She's got burnt umber, hooker's green, olive green, Payne's grey, and permanent sap green in there.
Nice colors.
So you're showing the progression, what you do first, and then what you do next, and then what you do.
When she did the doodle inside, the tree marks inside, the branches, does she say what she used to do those? Was it more watercolor?
Paint some of the trunks and branches in Payne's grey for a twist on the usual brown. Add some trees peeping in from the border to create a crisp edge. I haven't added branches and a trunk to every circle. Some are left plain for now. The translucent layers feel organic without losing the abstract effect. And it says here, wet on dry. With the base layer of paint dry, you can begin to turn some of your larger circles into trees by adding trunks and branches.
Yeah, I'm thinking, given the supply list on the previous page, that she used watercolor for all.
Oh, yes, it's all watercolor. It's abstract watercolor, the whole thing.
Well, I didn't know if she used, because she also showed liners, fine liners.
Oh, yeah, as a top layer, yeah.
So I wasn't sure if she didn't use fine liners to do these tree branches and circles.
Well, she's not mentioned it here. Not yet, but that's probably what she's done here.
Yeah.
See, dots of metallic gold ink are added using a short round brush. The gold ink gently catches the light, adding dimension and life to the trees. Once the fine liner dots were dry, I could erase the pencil and the painting is complete. Yeah, and that's a lot more because she's sort of put another layer on top of the other one. Made it fuller. Botanical patterns. I would have called those botanical patterns as well, but and more. Abstract landscapes. That's lovely. Isn't that lovely? That's aqua green, burnt sienna, indigo, Payne's grey, and Windsor green blue shade. I don't think I've got all of those. I've got burnt sienna, indigo, and Payne's grey, but I haven't got the Windsor green or the aqua green. But you can find something else that would work. Striped seascape, showing how she's done it. I do like that she's showing everything and talking about each bit. It's always very satisfying to see the bright white paper that lies beneath the masking fluid. So what she did on that first one was masking fluid. That's why it looks a bit yellowy. Actually, I quite like the blobs of paint attaching themselves to the masking fluid. It will all come off when you remove the fluid. Oh.
So did you have a project in mind using any of these techniques today?
No, because this just arrived this morning.
Oh, I see.
I hadn't even looked at it until I got home. It arrived just as I was leaving. It's like, oh, okay, I'll open the parcel. Right, bye.
I love that and the fishies. Oh,
What I want to do
I want this book.
some more of this on the gel plate.
Yeah. Okay.
That's that. I used that to cover that poor broken sketchbook. So I want to do some more of those. That's what I want to do today. Buildings. I'm getting into doing a little bit of buildings, starting with my place. And I got a lovely picture of the fish on the quay. It's right on a corner, so it's a really good corner building. It could do that. I think not Paul Clark, somebody else I've been looking at, who's doing the buildings like that on the corner.
The exaggerated wonky.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. There we go. And last page. There we are. So that's the book I got. Right. I am not intending to enable people to buy it, because if you can get it secondhand, go for it. If you want it at all. If you don't, well, ignore it. I've had this for ages, but I lost it for a while. And I really like it because it's got lots of lovely things in it that, ideas for using things out of the garden and all that kind of stuff. And different...
kind of like assemblage.
Yeah, kind of. With this nice sewn journal. Yeah. Printing natural texture onto metal foil. Lovely. Using leaves. Leaves? What's that one? That one. Firm print using liver of sulfur solution on copper. That's just a photograph, that. But that's a firm print. So there's nature printing and all sorts of interesting and fascinating stuff in here. I think is that cyanotype? I thought there was some cyanotype in here. No, I don't think it is. Doesn't mention it.
I wonder if you could briefly bring back Kate's book. There's a picture I wanted to see. At the very end, towards the end, there was they looked like prints with, that. Hold on.
Almost looks like a moon, didn't it?
Yeah, and the one before that, I think.
All right.
Oh, the one before. That's still the same.
Yep.
Isn't that right there? Isn't that beautiful?
That's the same one. That's the end result.
Oh, can you tilt that up so there's no glare? I want to get a shot of it.
Quite like a table underneath. Yep.
I just thought those. Thank you. Thank you. They inspired me.
There's one using a hand-carved stamp.
Like a lino block. Mm-hmm. Oh, those are nice.
Carved into rubber like I carve them. I've got boxes full of them sort of things that I've done in the past. That's nice. Buttons, buttons, buttons. Just some lovely ideas for making journals. So that's one where they wing.
How strange that nature does not
knock.
Does not intrude.
Mm.
It's just so impolite.
Mm.
Rude, but not intrusive.
Very nature oriented, this one. That's lovely. A bunch of sticks. One of my favourite ones, that one anyway. That one. So that's enough of that. Let's see what we've got here. Now then, I did have a gel plate because I want to do some gel prints with watercolours. So there's, I'm going to have to put the light on. I can't see very well here at all. I'm sorry. So, watercolors. Let's get me big thingy. Roman schmalls. I've now got green everywhere. Why is it always green that goes everywhere? And perhaps a little of this. Because this is the one with all the mica colours in. There we go. See what we can do. I did bring a couple of stamps. Because I just picked them up. I didn't actually mean to bring stamps, but those two happened to be there. So, want some paintbrushes. Well, I got a big spready type paintbrush. See how that works.
Are you going to use paper, copy paper, or tissue paper, or what?
Well, I've got some tissue. Oh, just underneath that. Let me move that. I've got some tissue papers here. And a big piece of decent tissue paper that has been partially printed on. And a white, a thinner white, a black, one that's had something printed on, but we can use the other side. And the rest is, that's all rose paper. So I've got a load of rose paper. I have also got all my pads here, so if I wanted to, I could use some watercolour pads. They're close by. So I've got a horse pad. I can do some horse pad ones. The horse pad. So let's open a water or two. I'll put that over there. So we want to do things with this sort of idea. I just like that one so much. Lovely colours. I mean, I can use this, or I can use something like this. Big floppy. Ooh, big quill. So what can we use? Well, let's have a go at Scylla. That's Scylla, isn't it? Yes, it is. That's Scylla. That's the one we'd be using on the... what's the word? Foxstorm. With watercolour, you need quite a bit of water to get the colour. Trouble with a big brush is it holds a lot. But then you want it to hold a lot, but then a lot ends up on things like that. Yeah. So let's go with some of that, which is the transparent green. Turquoise, I mean. So get rid of that one. I'm going to have to use another brush because this is going to hold that colour forever.
Yeah, that's kind of a
biggie. Yeah, so if I want to go into another colour, I've got to use a different brush, like yellow. Cad yellow, I believe that one is. So let's have a go with this. Oh, let's try this bit of rice paper. I think that's the backing of that one. Oh, that's nice. Interesting. Now let's try a bit of watercolour paper next. Get a bit more on it. And if we use a bit of Ujima, which I will show you in just a minute, just as soon as things fall on me. Ugh. Yeah, Ujima. I've got to get some more of this one because I'm running out of malachite. And guess what? Running out of indigo. But I've got a fresh indigo, so that's not going to run away with me for long. Trying to get things around the edges. I don't always get things around the edges on watercolour because it just moves so much.
This is where probably watercolor out of a tube would come in handy, because you could be a little more controlling with the water, I guess. I don't know.
Yep.
Which would control the movement. Although you're still working on a gel plate, which is,
yeah.
What is the word I want? It's
bubbly.
Pulls.
No?
It pulls.
Yeah.
As in POOLS. It
pools. Yeah.
It
or selling. It's practically all sell.
Yeah. Yes. Which is a good thing. If we took a look at your print on your block book, it's not a bad thing. It's quite beautiful.
Let's turn this over before we pull it off and see what it's looking like. Ooh. That's something I'd quite like to do again.
Go for it.
Over the top of. Let that dry first, though. We'll do something else in the meantime. Horse paper to the side. This is the sort of thing we can come back and do other things on top. But I'm definitely going to put more print on. And you can also go tea.
Tissue paper.
Tissue paper.
You could do a beautiful tissue paper pull. Add a little bit more to that, and tissue paper needs a bit more color.
So what color shall we add?
Lilac, violet.
Strontium violet.
Teal.
Turquoise. Teal down there already.
Teal, turquoise, aquamarine. Not green, but in the teal oh yeah, look at you go. You could do like orange splatters, dark orange splatters in there. Wouldn't that be? I don't know.
Don't think so. No, I think that would create mud with the violet.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking splatters, not actually painting.
Pawn? Or is that pom? Or pan? Or pem? I can't tell. It's got a P and an M and some letter in the middle.
You are showing me things today that make me think of Easter eggs. You showed me Rebecca Leach's paintings, and some of them reminded me of Easter egg designs, and now these colors and layout. Easter eggs. You know how you dye Easter eggs?
No. I know of it, but I haven't done it.
You've never dyed Easter eggs?
Nope.
Well, I'll be darned.
There you go. Veronica. Let's have a look at Veronica. What can Veronica do for us? Right, now I'm gonna empty my fingers. Perhaps even clean them a bit. And then I'm going to take the tea again and just spray it over to give it a bit of dampness. And squidgy widgy. I'll just clean that off a bit, I think. And this one. This is one of the imperfectly perfect ones from P&M Artist Studio. Here we go. Tissue. You said tissue, so let's do tissue. There we are. We've got a decent sized piece. I'm putting it down, non-shiny side down, so that we get some suction absorbency. That's quite damp. That may not work out so well. Let's have a look at the horse one, both the horse ones, see if we can get any more out of it. Do? Oh, that's definitely put a bit more on there. Yeah. Get a bit more on this one as well. Oh, Veronica, darling, get in. That's better.
That looks great.
Might even abandon the gel. I'll have to wash that off.
Almost mappy.
That's quite damp from the tea. Let's see what the other one's like. That's not quite so damp. Let's just have a little play. So this is a sort of second level printing with a paintbrush, like from the book I just showed. Oh, where'd it gone? From Watercolour Abstract. Oh, sorry, Abstract Watercolour. So, printing with the paintbrush. And then we've got the big brush down here. Oops. I can put some... Hello, where did that go? Now I'm missing other palette down here. This one. Bring it back. Well, that's murkied the second pot of water quite well. I don't see why I shouldn't print at the edge. Why not? Because the gel plate's that little bit smaller than the paper. Why not change things up a bit? Now this is, what is this one? Is this Imperial Purple or Imperial Violet or something? Imperial Violet. I thought it might be. Some nice funny brushwork, because as I've pushed it down, it's split it like that, you see? So that gives me a different shape. Interesting. Almost like little trees or bushes or something. Splat mark. Interesting. I'm going to put some at the side, look. Gosh, isn't that amazing? That's a size 8 Artway quill. Lovely. So we'll give that a nice rinsey. This is what I call playing. I mean, I had no idea what to do. Not a clue. I've plenty of drawing I've been doing lately, but no idea what to do. I wanted to do some sort of gel printing, but no idea what. So there we go. You just go with it. So what have we got now? I got the maroon. Oh, I got the... Let's have a bit of this one. Like little blue flames now. Oh, interesting. What have I got here? Whoop. Dirty finger apart from anything else. What's that? That's raw umber deep, and next to it I think it's ivory black. Oh, it's just black. What's this one? Come on. Lift, your little beast. Prussian blue. Ultramarine. That's the indigo. What's the one next to it? Blue grey deep. That's the one I was looking for. Always come back with some different things in the middle after it's all dried. Some white pen or something. Flower on top of flower. If you don't want a flower, don't do it. So a bit more blue grey deep over here, I think.
Okay, I'm a hazard today. We shouldn't let me loose on my own.
Why? What have you done?
Oh, I started a fire.
Oh, how did you manage that?
Parchment paper under the broiler.
Ah.
It was a little too close, and the paper came up and touched the broiler thing, and poof!
Yes.
Fire in the oven. Okay, this looks stunning. The initial pulls were beautiful as they were, but you've just embellished it even more. So I think it was a terrific idea to do it the way you did it.
Now this is just an extra stage. What I've done, this is just printing with the paintbrush, right? But here, what I've done is, after loading up with lots of the paint and some nice water, and this is blue grey deep, what I've done is I've dragged the paintbrush before putting it down.
Yes, the flower petal technique. And I like how you've you need to turn the paper instead of your hand, because your hand gets awkward after a while. I like the mark making that you've added to this too.
Uh-huh.
Good inspiration from Kate, right?
From Kate
Rebecca Lee.
Kate. Well, I do this anyway. It's just happened to be something that she'd said. Mm-hmm. But I've done it before, haven't I? So
yeah.
And I'll probably take from her and do some nice gold circles and things if I can find some nice gold.
I agree.
I've got various things. I don't know if I've got gold ink. I don't think. Oh, I have. I've got 2 gold inks, the Chinese ones, haven't I?
Yep.
Forgot about them. Yes. But this will have to dry before I can do anything with this one. So let's have a look at this one, which will be a bit drier by now. Good. So I think we'll do a similar thing. We'll get rid of the grey deep. The deep blue grey. Blue grey deep. I knew it was something like that. So what have we got here? We've got indigo, haven't we? Or something very like it. I just want to sort of expand these over the edge because I don't like the edge not having anything on it. I just want to incorporate the edge a bit more with different marks, not necessarily the same kind of mark each time.
So referring back to your book show and tell today, Kate does have an Etsy shop for her prints, and she's also on Instagram. So the Etsy shop is the Isolde Design, just like on the book. And of course, the Instagram is, hold the phone, I'll go get it. Is under Kate, is under Isolde Design also, so you could see more of her images. So if anywhere were interested to see more of that book or what's in it, the book gives you the techniques that she used, which I think are look easy enough, look not overwhelming. And they're just ideas and techniques. If you wanted to see her images, more of her images, like I said, the Etsy shop and the Instagram, I think I'm in love with it. I want to go shopping. You're a bad.
There you go. Dearie me, I think I might have a. Not so keen on those. I don't know why. But I need to do one more, I think. Or some more of this colour anyway. I'm going to grab a little bit of this maroony. Is it maroon? It's just purple. It's not maroon, it's purple. Tissue. Need a tissue? Let's get a nice big tissue. Let's see if we can add a nice big blob. That is it?
It makes me think of a flower garden floor, of the ground around a flower garden, just strewn with spent petals and leaves and whatnot.
It could well be. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if you realize that design you drew on there, the circle, is like a maze line.
Is it?
And there are gardens that are done. There are gardens that are done, rock gardens and small flower gardens that are built or created with a walking pattern similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk it and you meditate and contemplate and just learn to relax and be. It's very apt for this page.
Just plain, really. Nothing special.
I disagree.
I think that's about enough. That's about as full as it can get without getting too overloaded. So what was the other ones we did? Oh, yes, it's that one on the tissue. Oh, come here, tissue. The tissue is inclined to come up with the paintbrush, you see, so you can be careful.
Maybe for the tissue, you should limit your the embellishments to like your Derwents. Use
Do
your
it?
use your Derwent pencils, watercolor pencils, and bring the water in after the fact.
I'm quite enjoying this.
Just a suggestion.
I'm going to ignore it for now. I might think about it later when it's dry. But now I'm just having fun going blob, 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 blob. I mean, you could do anything after it's dried. Just extending it. I like this extending. Let's use all the paper. There we go. I've got that all the way around. And now I've now got 2 pots of very dirty water. What is that one? That one is corn flour. Let's have some corn flour. This is not very successful. It's so soft, this paint, that it's just coming off in globules. And you see, it's just globby. Not my favourite. I mean, it's beautifully micaed, but it's not my favourite for actual using. The Scilla turned out to be exactly what I needed for something, but I'm not keen on this blobby. And it's not working great on rice paper either. I think you need something more highly pigmented and less micaed. That has sort of spread it a bit. But I'm not enjoying the feel of it. You seem to have to go over a shape more often. You can't do one stroke. No, not happy with it. Let's go back to Roman. Come on, Roman. Put that out of the way. I think we want a bit of that. That's the ocean blue. Or do we want this one over here? Transparent turquoise. I think I want transparent turquoise. Certainly putting a lot more paint on in one stroke, isn't it? Certainly is. You could go over these with leaf designs afterwards, couldn't you? You know, put veins in and stuff.
Of course, It's yours. You could do anything you want. That's where I was looking at Kate Rebecca Leach's, where she was using the fine liners and whatnot. I have to get that book. I'm itching for it right here, right now.
Well, Denise Love does similar things on YouTube.
I watch her all the time.
So do I. Is that the right one or the wrong one?
But having a book format is really nice.
I see using transparent turquoise and ocean blue at the same time. That's a field probably of tulips. Some are very strong stems and some are very weak ones. But got to do something with these. I'm not happy with them. Oh, that's gone right through. That green's gone right through to the paper underneath. Ooh, dear. Ocean blue, you go in there. And I shall have to do something with them. I mean, what can I do with them? Let's put some lighter ones in. That might help a bit. Let's get a slightly smaller. So I go this over the top. It still allows the blue shiny to show through where it's actually worked. And you could always come over the top with some blue shiny. Rather like a ring of Brodgar. Where's Billy Connolly then? We need Billy Connolly. Put Billy Connolly in the middle. I think I might need a slightly smaller one than that. So if that's the ring of Brodgar, there's Billy Connolly in the middle. Yeah, well, let's put a bit more. Aquarius orange. Yes, we might add a bit of Aquarius orange or perhaps some of that. Is that what I think it is? Yeah, it's hematite. Violet shade. No, I didn't want that. Periline, no. What's that one? Quinacridone burnt sienna, that's the one I wanted. So if that's Billy Connolly prancing about in the middle of the ring of Brodgar with nodding on, which is what he did. Filmed and everything. There he is. Billy Connolly. There you go, Billy. I'll just go over that, I think, with a little. What's that?
He's wonderful. What can I say?
Payne's Grey. Let's just have a bit of Payne's Grey and put a bit of shadow in some of these. Some little blobs of yellow.
Yep, really nice addition there.
There we go. I think that's about it. Just going to add a little bit more of this blue to this because it's not showing up so well as I'd like. I think that's enough playing for now. Right. Rinse that one. Rinse that one. I'm going to have to take them all to the sink and give them all a good, jolly good washing. Goodness knows what colours are in there now. I've muddled it all up so much. So we don't always have to try and draw a building. You can just play.
And in this case, water or gel plate and straight up watercolor. Very nice.
Yep. Additions on top of the gel plate.
Yeah.
So we got that one.
Do you want to zoom out so you can get them in the screen better?
Yep. Yeah. That one.
I love them. Very cheerful. Very, very spring-like and cheerful. Thank you, Fran.
Well, I've got that sort of springy feeling, haven't I? So that was my original inspiration, with a little bit from Denise Love and Kate Rebecca Leach. So there we go. Bing, bing. You coming back to say bye-bye?
Yes, I am.
Good.
On my way. There we go. We will say bye-bye. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.